right, let's be real. If you're only making minimum payments on your credit cards, you're basically donating your hard-earned money to the banks, which is very generous of you, but let's not. In this video, I'm breaking down why minimum payments are one of the biggest traps keeping you in debt for decades, and what you can do instead to get out of debt faster and smarter. Even if you feel stuck or like there are no actual good options for you, I promise there is a better way. Just a quick heads up though, this isn't legal or financial advice, just for informational purposes only. Now, I'm not saying to stop your payments, right? Because that could seriously backfire with collections, lawsuits, and a credit score nosedive. But if all you're doing is chipping away with the minimum payment, you're basically lighting your money on fire. Why? Because most of it goes straight to interest, not your actual balance. That interest, it's pure profit for the bank, not progress for you. One of our clients, and I'll call him Devin, had around $19,000 in credit card debt, paying a $480 minimum each month with an 18.24% interest rate. That means $290 in interest charges. Now, with time, the minimum payment will decrease as your debt goes down, but if you're only sticking to the minimum amount, it could take nearly 30 years to pay it off, and then end up paying over double than what they originally owed just in interest. That's nearly $40,000 to just pay off $19,000. Now, imagine all of the other things that money could have gone toward. A down payment on a house, a new car, a dream vacation, heck, even just sleeping at night without financial anxiety hanging over your head. And this isn't just one person. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Americans paid over $105 billion in credit card interest in 2022 alone. That's money straight to the bank's pockets. Let that sink in. But the good news, right? You don't have to stay stuck. There are actually several legitimate options that can help you get out of debt way faster. And we built a free tool to make figuring it out super simple. It's a calculator that kind of compares things side by side with clear estimates for how much each would cost, how long it would take, and the pros and cons. That same client I was just talking about, they could be debt-free in as little as 3 months, or at most 4 years. It just depends on the route they choose, which is way better than 3 decades. It has helped so many finally find a path forward. I'm gonna drop a link in the description and include a QR code on the screen if you wanna check it out. We can also connect you with a great company to get you out of debt. Just check out the link in our bio. So now that we know why paying the minimums is the fastest track to nowhere, what could you do instead? Well, it depends, because here's that tricky part. The best way out of debt is not the same for everyone. It honestly comes down to your current situation. Are you staying afloat? Are you barely scraping by? Are you already drowning? Honestly, what works for someone else could completely backfire for you. In choosing the wrong path, that could cost you years and thousands of dollars you'll never get back. So let's break down what actually works depending on where you're at. If you can afford more than the minimum, you could try the avalanche or snowball method, or you could try the savvy method, which takes the best parts of the two. All three are solid ways to build momentum and knock out your debt faster. So with the avalanche method, you're actually paying down the highest interest debt first, whereas the snowball method, you're paying off the smallest balance first and then moving on to the next one. But you could lose more money paying unnecessary interest. And so with the savvy method, you actually prioritize smaller balances and then take out your highest interest debts. If you can only afford your minimums though, credit counseling might be your best bet. You'd work with a nonprofit to create a debt management plan. They'll negotiate lower interest rates, somewhere around 0 to 10%, and they combine all your debts in one monthly payment. Most people finish the program in around 3 or 5 years, and while you may need to close some of the credit cards, which can ding your credit temporarily, most people actually see their score go up after a few months of consistent payments. Now, if you're already falling behind or you can't make your minimums anymore, debt settlement or bankruptcy might be worth exploring. So with debt settlement, A company's going to come in and negotiate down what you owe, so you pay less overall. Sounds pretty nice, right? But there are catches. You usually have to stop paying your creditors, which can hurt your credit and could lead things to litigation. Also, not all companies are upfront. Some disguise themselves saying they are offering consolidation loans when they're really doing debt settlement programs. So definitely make sure that you're reading the fine print. Okay, last but not least, bankruptcy. I know. This one has the worst reputation, but it's often the fastest way out of debt. With Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you could be debt-free in just 3 to 6 months. And yes, your credit takes a hit at first, but I know people who have filed and built their credit score back up to the 700s a year later. Bankruptcy is not for everyone, but it's also not the end of the world. For some, it's the reset button that they really needed. If you're staring at your credit card balance each month, wondering how you'll ever get out, you can break free. It just starts with doing something different than only paying your minimums. Minimum payments can feel like the safe route, like you're doing the right thing, but they're actually the longest and most expensive road. Don't keep giving away your future to interest. You have choices, and the first step is understanding them. There is a way out that has helped people get rid of their debt faster than they ever thought possible, and it's probably not what you're thinking. Watch this video next where I'll show you a solution that thousands have used to get out of debt faster, cheaper, and with less stress.